Welcome back, everybody. This is part 6.
5, right?
Nope, this is part 6.
Yeah.
This is part 6 of the MCU retrospective. I am Bladen, this is Joe. We have committed ourselves to rewatching the entirety of the MCU in release order, getting ready for Avengers Secret Wars. I am going to hand it over to my friend Joe. He's going to give you a quick rundown synopsis of the film, and then we'll get into the review.
After the events of Thor, Loki has been recruited by a villain to herald his conquering of Earth. Nick Fury must bring together Earth's mightiest heroes to protect us. The Avengers premiered at the El Capitan Theater in Los Angeles on April 11, 2012, and was released in the United States on May 4th as the final film in Phase 1 of the MCU. So, hot takes? Got any hot takes on this one?
I feel like they should have introduced Ant-Man and the Wasp in this movie. They didn't, not even like they needed to be Ant-Man and the Wasp, but maybe just introduce Janet Van Dyne and Hank Pym as like scientists, just because it's honestly a crime that we didn't see Hank Pym as the main Ant-Man in the MCU. I mean, Scott Lang's fine and everything,
Yeah.
Paul Rudd gives a good performance, but Hank Pym is one of my personal favorite Avengers characters, especially if you watched Avengers or Earth's Mightiest Heroes as many times as I have.
His character
He's such a fascinating and interesting look at what would happen if a pacifist became a superhero. And I do kind of just wish we got more Ant-Man action in the MCU. It would have been really cool if maybe instead of having, I don't know, Hawkeye and Black Widow be the other two members of the Avengers, if we got Ant-Man and the Wasp, because
started off with
them.
superheroes rather than...
But I mean, I'm fine with the way they did it in the movie, and I wouldn't change it, but it would have just been cool to maybe see Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Even if their names just got dropped, I think that would have added a lot.
Because they were parts of... Hank Pym was a part of S.H.I.E.L.D. I don't know why they didn't maybe bring him in.
Yeah. And it's kind of weird for them not to have any reference until after Ant-Man. Like, it doesn't quite make sense, but it would have been nice if they started bringing them in earlier.
Yeah, it would have been nice.
My hot take, I think the dialogue and the character work in this movie is the best out of any MCU movie. Like, the interactions between just so many different characters. Like, Fury and Loki in the first scene, like, their back and forth is so good. Fury to Coulson and Hill, like, really well done. You got Captain America and Iron Man's back and forth, Black Widow and Loki's back and forth, Fury with the Council, like, you get so many good parts in that. Tony and Pepper, their characters are done really well in this movie. And Thor and Loki's characters, they're really good. And then when Loki's talking to everyone in Germany and before Captain America shows up, like, the dialogue in this movie, I think, is the best out of any of the MCU.
I'm not going to agree with you. I can't think of an example that I could put over this. I see where you're coming from, and I'm not going to disagree, but yeah.
Yeah, there's just so much interaction.
And I also think it's because of
interaction.
I think it's also just because you can't really compare it to that, because you're not going to get as hyped over seeing Captain America interacting with Howard Stark than seeing Cap interacting with Iron Man, and you're not going to get as much out of seeing Thor talk to Eric Selvig over Thor interacting with the Hulk.
Yeah.
So I think automatically it has a little bit more of that hype factor in this, but they do handle it very well.
And that's the big part. Is that
it could definitely
it could have been really cheesy.
Yeah, especially
and
if
awful.
especially if you look at like Justice League.
Yes.
That's the wrong way to make the Avengers, and I think the problem with it is because of some of those interactions, we're trying to make them seem a little more similar to how Marvel does it than how DC should have been doing it.
Yeah. And that's the whole point, is like, when you have so many characters, especially when you have so many characters, they need to be interacting well. Like, their conversations, their dialogue, like, it needs to all be seamless. Like, And I think this movie,
and I think that's one of the things that
MCU pull it off.
At least so far.
I mean, it's the first one we got for this one, but
yeah. Because I would say I haven't seen Guardians in a while, but I think Guardians handles it better.
Maybe. We'll have to
when we get to Guardians, we'll see. We'll see.
But personally, I think the Avengers dialogue is some of the best character interactions that we have in all of the MCU. Like, just...
Yeah, I'm not going to disagree, but I'm not going to agree either.
Not until later.
Not until later.
Until you've rewatched it and you're like, man, it was not as good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. But that's my hot take for this. I think
yeah.
that...
And especially when we get into things like Civil War or something like that, where the interactions are just gold every time.
I mean, they're good. There's certain parts, though, that I don't feel are as good as in this. Like,
I guess we'll see when we get to it.
Yeah, well, we'll get to that one eventually. But yeah, so that was my hot take. Question 1: do you think this is a good movie?
I think this is a pretty good movie. Yeah.
Yeah. Only pretty good.
I mean, while watching it, it's very enjoyable. It's very good. I do kind of see a little bit of, I don't know how I would say this, cheesiness to the movie that kind of takes me out of it at a few points. Everything about it is good. It's just something about mixing it all together that kind of takes me out of the movie.
I don't know. Like, for me, I think this one... I mean, when we get to the rankings, you'll see where I'll put it. But I think this one's pretty high up on my list. Like, I think this is one of the better...
I'm not saying this is low on the list either, but
yeah.
I'm saying it's more of a mid-range than a high range for me.
Yeah. I think for Phase 1, this might be my second favorite movie.
Second favorite?
Yeah. I think this one would just go right below Captain America. I think...
We'll get to the rankings.
Yeah, we'll get to the rankings later, but I think I like it a little bit more than Iron Man 1 on this rewatch. Like, and I mean, maybe I'll get later down the line and I'll change my mind, but like, rewatching it this time, I felt like I enjoyed it more than the first Iron Man movie. But, yeah. So, good movie. Yes. If you could change things about this, would you? And what would you change?
Now, I know I've made a point about liking the Captain America suit in the past in this movie. And I still do like the suit. But I do think I would change it in the movie.
100%.
Not because it's a bad suit, because it's not a bad suit. It just doesn't make sense for the universe.
Yeah.
With the technology that has been established, we see the Hollywood suit, which is just cloth fabric, you know.
Yeah.
And then we see the
performance.
We see the tactical suit,
yeah,
which is the suit he wears for pretty much all of Avengers. Captain America: The First Avenger.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
And then when we get to the Avengers, we see the upgrade in technology, where this suit still does look very tactical,
but it's like a mixture between the tactical and the performance.
Exactly. Since we're at the spot we are with S.H.I.E.L.D. and everything, I feel like it justifies itself in being the way it is, because you feel like it has all the components of a battle suit, and it also looks like a superhero costume.
Yeah.
Whereas when we get later down the line in the MCU, it does really just feel like more tactical stuff, more like it's just a soldier uniform with red, white, and blue on it, which is fine.
Yeah.
I like those suits, but I just feel like for the universe, it doesn't make sense to go from this to that.
See, and one of the things that I wanted to touch on, at least for this suit, is you see Coulson's trading cards.
Yeah.
And his trading cards, I think there's one of his tactical suit, and there's two of his performance.
Yep.
And so...
And it is stated in the movie that Coulson did design, at least partly, this suit.
Yeah. So, in certain ways, I like it, but personally, I would have liked to see, like, if they did more of a S.H.I.E.L.D. looking suit. Like,
It does look like the S.H.I.E.L.D. uniforms.
Yeah, but, like, you've got Black Widow and Hawkeye in, like, their really dark colors because it's supposed to be stealth, it's supposed to be spy, it's supposed to be hidden kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get everyone else is wearing black. Nick Fury, Maria Hill, all the S.H.I.E.L.D. agent, they're all wearing black. And then Captain America's suit, made by S.H.I.E.L.D., is this bright blue and stuff. I think if they toned the blue down just a little bit, I think it would have helped this suit a lot.
I don't think that at all. I think that well, if you even look at the movie, all the S.H.I.E.L.D. agents' uniforms are sort of that darker blue color. They're not black, they're darker blue.
And I'm not saying it should be, like, dark blue. I'm just saying, like, a little bit darker than it was.
Yeah, I understand where you're coming from, but I also think that Coulson being the one to design this suit is a big factor into why it looks the way it does. Because, as you see, it's an outdated idea, it's an old-fashioned idea.
Yeah,
it's brought up a lot in this movie, and I think that's what it is. He literally said, Cap literally says in the movie, are the Stars and Stripes a little old-fashioned? And Coulson says, maybe we need a little more old-fashioned. That's why I like what they did. And I feel like in the next movie, in Winter Soldier, when we see him in the stealth suit, I feel like the reason he changes from the stealth suit into his original red, white, and blue suit is because he's trying to bring back that little bit of old-fashioned sensibility that they've lost in the modern day.
Yeah, no, I would agree with that. But I just think tiny tone down on the bright blue. And that's it. That's all. That's all I would say about that. Is
maybe I'll go in and I'll Photoshop and see how it looks.
And just see how it looks. But yeah. For me, it's hard to say what I would change because I like the Chitauri as the force that they have to fight, but at the same time, I kind of wish that it was more team-centered of a fight. Like
the Masters of Evil, maybe?
Yeah, something where like they're not fighting an army, and that's why I kind of wish that their original idea for them to be fighting the Hulk and then fight Loki, which, I mean, they kind of do, but not quite in the same way. But if it had been hey, we're fighting specifically the Hulk, trying to bring him down, and say you bring in Red Hulk and you have Loki as the main villains of the movie, that would be really interesting to do.
There's a movie that I think you would like a lot. It's called The Ultimate Avengers. It's an animated movie.
I mean,
and it's this movie,
and I've watched
the way you say it.
I've watched it.
So you must really like that movie.
Don't they still have the big army in the
They do, but the Hulk is the main villain.
Yeah. And I do like that movie. But I'm not even going off of that movie. My memories of that movie, I think the last time I watched it was before...
We should watch that movie.
That would be a fun one to include, especially if we have to, pad out a little bit more time before Doomsday. We'll probably...
Or Secret Wars,
Or Secret Wars, I mean. Yeah.
Because
Doomsday...
we should be finished with this before the second part of Secret Wars does come out, so we will need a little more time to pad out.
And I mean, we have the DC movies and stuff. But yeah, we could go through maybe the two Ultimate Avengers movies.
Yep.
But yeah, no, I do like those movies, but it's been forever since I've seen them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would have liked... It would have made a good expansion on the universe. Because, I mean, the Avengers brings in more of S.H.I.E.L.D., but, beyond that, everyone's already an established character.
Yeah.
Hawkeye's from
Thor.
Black Widow's from Iron Man 2.
Iron Man's from Iron Man, Captain America.
Everyone else has already had their own movies, and then Nick Fury was in just about
every single one.
All of them. Except Hulk.
Except Hulk, yeah.
So it would have been...
Did he show up in Thor?
He's in the end credit scene, right? I can't remember now. But
I don't think he... Yeah, he's in the end credit. No, I don't think he is, actually.
Isn't he? Because that's the scene where they've got the board behind him.
Oh, yeah.
He's talking to Tony Stark.
No, that's the end of Iron Man 2.
That's right.
Thor is when...
No, they only bring Tony Stark into the end of Hulk. But yeah, no. So, but I mean, it would have been a little bit more expanding. I mean, you do get the Chitauri in the first appearance of Thanos, setting him up for one of the best movies ever. But
are we talking Infinity War or Endgame?
Infinity War. Yeah. because I mean that's the one he's really set up for.
Endgame is Infinity War is definitely the peak of MCU storytelling.
For sure.
Endgame is the peak of hype for the MCU.
Yes, for sure. But yeah, so I would have changed a little bit of the villains around. But other than that, I like this movie a lot. So, do you like when this was released timeline wise? I mean, it's hard to put it anywhere else, really.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of gotta be here.
Yeah, it's the end of Phase 1. Like, you can... It'll be hard to move things from one phase to another kind of thing.
Yeah, it'd be like you go from Captain America to Iron Man 3.
Like, yeah, that wouldn't happen. And I mean, Iron Man 3, again, we both said should be further back up that. What's between Iron Man 3 and... Because it's Avengers, Iron Man 3, and then Ant-Man?
Guardians. And then Winter Soldier. And then...
Yeah, Guardians definitely should be after the Avengers.
No,
so.
Ant-Man comes out right before Civil War.
Yeah.
So that's a ways down.
Yeah.
Because we also need to get to the Age of Ultron, and then some other stuff.
Doctor Strange doesn't even come in until after Civil War, so... But, yeah, so timeline-wise, right in the perfect spot.
Yep.
The CGI, do you think it holds up?
I've heard this criticism of this movie a lot, where it kind of looks like a Disney Channel movie at some parts, but there's never really a part in watching it where I think it looks bad. There's a few parts where I'm like, oh yeah, that's obviously a green screen. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's...
Black Widow flying on the... That's definitely the standout worst part in my mind is when she's flying around on the Chitauri ships. Like, there's... But other than that, I think it stands up. I think
it
that's
definitely holds
the only
up.
spot that it's like, ooh, that was a little bit jarring.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, like, the helicarrier takeoff, like, is really great. Tony Stark's suit off with the spinning rings and everything, that one's really good. Like,
the suit up, where he's falling down the side
that
of
one's good too.
The tower.
But, I mean, it's hard to say I really like that one, especially coming right off of Iron Man 2. Like, you have the best suit-ups ever in Iron Man 2, and then he's falling off the building, and, like, yeah, it looks cool, but, like, it could have been better by a lot.
Yeah.
But, no, I think the CGI holds up pretty well. And, I mean... You've got the practical red collar on Tony Stark, so you don't have any of the floating head that you got later.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
that looks so
why
good.
Why can't we just keep practical suits?
You don't even have to do it all practical. Like, if you have the collar, it makes it so much easier to do the CGI down.
It just shows that there's a... Because what they do with a lot of the CGI costumes is it sort of just goes from the neck and then it's right into the suit, and it feels like it's, like, skin tight. But especially with, like, Tony's suit, which is supposed to be armored, it, like, makes sense for it to have a little bit of a spot where you can see the neck behind the suit. Yeah. And it just gives it that whole sense of, like, depth to the suit where it's like, oh yeah, that's not just slapped on there. It's like an actual thing he's wearing,
But, yeah, no, they should have kept that style around a lot longer, in my opinion. I mean, I think it stays up until, Age of Ultron is the last one that we get,
I think
like,
even in
practical...
Civil War. In Civil War we see that, because in the airport,
that's true. Yeah.
You can see that. And then, I think when we really lose it is in Infinity War, where we see him with the nanotech. The nanotech really just killed
the
it.
nanotech. No, Civil War has a little bit of the floating head problem.
I don't really remember that.
The scene where they're in the airport, like, about to fight, and he's standing there with Rhodey, that's one of the biggest
when he does
problems.
the underoos?
Yeah. Like, that's one of the biggest problems with Tony's suit that I've ever seen.
I don't remember
like,
that at
when
all.
he's standing there, like, you can tell, like, the shading is wrong, like, on the neck and stuff, and it's a lot more rough.
Are you sure you're not thinking of in Infinity War when they're on the planet?
Yeah.
I guess we'll see.
I'll point it out to you when we get to that one. We still got a ways to go to get there.
Get to Civil War, yeah.
But, yeah, otherwise, the CGI holds up fantastically for this movie, aside from the one scene.
Yep.
Characters. You think they were consistent with their previous movies?
Yeah, I would say so. The one thing that I feel like was a little out of character is Thor, when he comes in and just takes Loki, especially after the Thor movie where he becomes more of like a king, a little more diplomatic. I feel like he would have approached them and talked to the Avengers before that, especially since he's grown a relationship with some people from Earth. He wouldn't have just hijacked the plane, came in, taken Loki, and then just left.
This is supposed to be a year after Thor.
And he just found out
his brother's alive, and his brother has the Tesseract and is planning all this stuff. Like, I think it's a little bit reasonable. Like,
yeah,
it makes sense because he's like, dude, I thought you were dead. Like, I didn't even know you were Frost Giant. Like, all this stuff, and he's like, and I need to talk to you. Like, that's where his mind is. His mind is, I have to talk to Loki.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think that it's not too bad for that, because it's like his drive at that moment when he first comes back is literally, I'm going to get Loki. I'm facing him now, kind of thing. So I don't think it's too bad. But otherwise, I mean, Mark Ruffalo's definitely not Edward Norton.
Nope.
As for whether I thought he did a good job acting,
this is
Edward Norton,
best I think Mark Ruffalo is in the MCU.
Yeah,
in this movie.
I think this is
because the focus isn't on him. He's like one of the. Who do you think are the leads of this movie?
Of this movie,
it's
Cap and Tony.
Cap, Tony. Would you say Nick Fury's a lead in this movie too?
Yes,
I would say Nick.
With how many conversations he has with council and stuff, they were definitely setting up Shield very well.
Yeah, I would say the leads of this movie are probably Cap, Tony, Nick, and then probably Thor.
I would put Black Widow above Thor. She gets a lot of her backstory.
Yeah. Especially with the relationship with like Nick and everything.
Yeah.
I would just say Thor because it's also Loki is the main villain and Thor is his brother. So yeah, so I think
then I feel like Thor barely does much in this movie. Like I know he does a lot, but like compared to Black Widow, like you have her face off with the Russians in the start of the movie. You have her face off against Hulk. You have her face off against Barton. Like, she faces off against quite a few things.
I also,
she gets a lot more screen presence than Thor does.
Yeah, and I also feel like they saved Thor as one of the leads for Age of Ultron.
Yes.
Because in Age of Ultron, he's got a lot more to do than he does in this movie. So
for
yeah,
sure.
The four leads of this movie are definitely Iron Man, Cap, Nick, and then Natasha are the four leads of this movie.
Yeah. Like, I mean, you could probably even do the math and see who gets the most screen time. I bet you those four are the ones.
Yeah, probably.
Like, maybe if you count Hulk and Banner as the same person, they might be up there too, but
yeah.
They're not the same person. That's part of the problem.
They literally refer to him as the other guy in the movie. So.
And they really only refer to that as like a passing joke later on.
Uh-huh.
And that's part of my problem with him. But
yeah.
Otherwise, character's pretty consistent overall. And end credits scene. First appearance of Thanos.
A lot to talk about on this one.
It was
okay, I have a headcanon now. After rewatching this movie, I forgot completely about the hooded character in the movie.
Oh, the
and
mouth
he's
of
like,
Thanos.
Yeah.
I love his voice.
Yeah.
I wish they had kept him around simply to do narration.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
so listen to my headcanon. My headcanon is that the hooded guy is Squidward from Infinity. Like, wouldn't that make sense?
It's not Ebony Maw because he dies in Guardians.
No.
Ronan kills the mouth of Thanos in Guardians.
Oh, I forgot he shows up in Guardians. Yeah, so that doesn't even make sense.
Yeah. It would have been cool if he was Ebony Maw.
That would have been fun. Because I'm looking at him and I'm like, he doesn't have a nose.
He's really
Most of his face is covered. Like,
I wish they had set him up.
I forgot he was even in Guardians. Yeah, you're right about that.
Yeah, because he gets murked by Ronan.
Mm-hmm.
But we got 2 Infinity Stones in this movie.
We got the
Mind Stone.
Do you think that because when Loki taps his scepter against Tony's chest, it doesn't work, and people think it's just because he's tapping the arc reactor? But do you think there might be sort of a reason for that? Since the Tesseract, we theorized that Tony's arc reactor is based off Tesseract technology, which is also an Infinity Stone. So when they're interacting with each other, they don't work.
I mean, maybe, but I would also say that it would need some form of like actual physical contact.
Yeah,
and since
I
he's
suppose.
tapping it onto the metal,
Yeah, but
arc
also
reactor,
at that point it would also.
work, but
If Loki knows it needs to make contact with flesh and hears the tink, why wouldn't he just
he would
move
just
to a
move-
different spot
move
and
to
click
another
it?
spot.
Like that doesn't make much sense.
yeah, no, I agree with that. I mean, it could be because it's after Iron Man 2.
He has the new arc
He has
reactor,
the
yeah.
new element that's not named, which maybe you could even call it like Tesseract energy kind of thing, but it could be.
What's the actual badassy? Is that it? Badassium?
That's so bad.
Yeah.
You'd think as nerds they'd be more creative.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no. End credit scene, we get our first appearance of Thanos, even if it's not our Thanos from Infinity
And
War.
they do practical effects for him too. It looks a little weird now that we've seen Thanos because he looks more
I don't
pink
mind the
than
darker.
purple.
I don't mind the darker shades for him.
Yeah.
Because in Infinity Wars, he does look more pink. Like
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. In this one, he looks more darker.
He looks darker and purple. Like I mean, he's got his helmet on, and you really only see half of his face. But yeah, I kind of like the darker purple for him. Like it looks better. But
Then the pink that we get later.
Yeah, then the pink.
I don't know about that because even if you look at the comics, like
I mean,
he's a much
maybe it's
lighter
just me.
shade.
Maybe I just like the darker colors, but I think that darker purple made him look more intimidating. Like, but maybe it wouldn't have worked for like the planet settings and stuff. Like the lighting would have looked awful, and that's why they changed it. Because I think he still looks pretty dark in Guardians.
I don't think so.
Did they change the actor out in Guardians?
Yeah, that was the first time we see Josh Brolin.
Yeah, that's when Josh Brolin takes it. Yeah. But yeah, no, first Thanos appearance. Who's the actor who plays him in this one?
I have no idea.
I'm trying to remember. I can't remember. I'll have to look it up in a bit. But so ranking this movie.
I'll let you go first.
Pull up the.
Okay, so we're gonna pull up at the end of every phase. I'm thinking that at the end of the phase we'll go and we'll list off them all on video so everybody knows, so they don't have to go and check everything.
Yeah, and we'll have an image up of the tier list
Yep.
as well.
I'm gonna put an image up right now of the tier list without Avengers included. So right now where we're sitting is S tier is filled only with Captain America.
Yeah.
A, Iron Man. B
and we
has
put Captain America low S tier.
Low S tier. I'm not doing the low and the high until we get stuff filled in. So S is Captain America, A is Iron Man, B is Thor and Iron Man 2, and then C is the Incredible Hulk.
I personally would put this right above Captain America.
Above Captain America?
Right.
I would put it right above Iron Man.
Right below Captain.
I'd put it above Iron Man in the A tier. I don't think this one is an S tier. It's close, but it's just something about it doesn't reach S for me.
The dialogue is so good in this one, and I think that's what pushes me, but I'll put it as high A.
High A?
As the top.
Alright, I'm moving it into the spot. So above Iron Man 1.
Yeah, so right above Iron Man 1. And technically right below Captain America still.
Yep.
But, yeah. So
now our current standing is S is filled with Captain America, A is Avengers and Iron Man, B Thor and Iron Man 2, and then C is Incredible Hulk.
Overall, I think Phase 1, S tier.
Phase 1...
No, A tier. No. A tier, because if
we're ranking the entirety of Phase 1, it lands at... So let's look. So it's actually pretty evenly matched. We have one S tier movie, two for A and B, and then one C tier movie.
Yeah.
So overall, it would probably land in either an A or a B.
Low A.
And I would probably put it at a low A or a high B for the entirety of Phase 1. I think I'm leaning more towards low A, just because it sounds better for Phase 1.
Yeah. I'd say overall, Phase 1, low A. Yeah, that works. Because I wasn't thinking of...
you know what we completely forgot? We went from Iron Man 3 to Guardians. But we forgot about Thor the Dark World.
Oh, yeah, the Dark World.
Dark World comes out before Guardians and Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
And Winter Soldier comes out before Guardians.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
oh,
so,
wow.
it goes Iron Man 3, Thor, Captain America, then Guardians.
Okay,
So we got 3 movies to still watch.
Before we even get to Guardians.
Before we even get to Guardians, yeah.
Yeah, well, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so pretty solid ranking overall, I think. And we were talking about it. Do you want to do speculations and stuff about Doomsday, Brand New Day, since this is an Avengers movie?
I thought we were going to wait till after the Super Bowl to do that.
Yeah, I guess. Well, if they're not releasing...
Yeah, they're not doing Spider-Man Brand New Day.
But they should be releasing that trailer soon, so maybe we'll just do it after.
Isn't there going to be a new Doomsday trailer in the Super Bowl as well?
Well, see, they said neither were getting a Super Bowl trailer because it was going to cost them $8 million for either spot. So they were like, well, we're not going to do it. And I mean, it makes sense not to do it simply because, like, with how much money they're burning through for Doomsday, like... to spend another $8 million on advertising
when you
for
can really
30
just
seconds,
post it on
and you
YouTube.
could post it on YouTube and it would go crazy. I mean, all their 4 little mini teasers,
which apparently
have all been going
which
well.
apparently aren't teasers.
Yeah, they're like
stories.
So I mean, maybe,
so are we gonna
wait, before we get into that? Any more thoughts about the movie? Before we get into that?
Yeah, let's finish the review on Avengers before we get into that. So. What do you have to say about everyone else's suit? Because you say you don't like Cap's suit. What do you think of everyone else's?
I didn't say I didn't like it. I think it just should be a shade darker. Like, I think it looks better with without the helmet on. I think the helmet looks a little weird. But that might just be me personally.
Can we at least admit that other than the Hollywood suit, that this is the most comic accurate Cap suit?
Oh yeah, for sure. And see, that's the thing. Storyline wise, I think you should try and keep close to the comics. Costume wise, I think you should have a lot more. You should have a lot more leeway that way. Like, if you're gonna follow a comic storyline, follow the comic storyline. If you're gonna make a costume and say it's based off of this, then you should be basing it off of that.
Yeah.
But no, I think everyone else's suits are good. I wish Hawkeye's was a little bit better. I think that might be the weakest one.
Yeah, why is it red?
Yeah, it's got the maroon colors rather than
purple. It would have been better if you would just put purple in instead of the red. Like, what's the difference?
And
really?
I mean, I think in Hawkeye, the show, they literally are like, "Oh, look, she thought it was purple," and it's like, no, that was definitely maroon. Like, it's not.
And then when you get to the Age of Ultron, it's literally just a red. It's red.
Yeah,
it's red. Like, I don't understand why we were so afraid to give Hawkeye his regular purple. And why didn't we give him a mask? Why couldn't we get away with the Hawkeye mask? Like, we got Captain America wearing his mask. I understand,
because as a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent...
Wouldn't it make sense to hide your identity?
Well, yes, but none of the other S.H.I.E.L.D. agents wear masks. Not a single one of them wears a mask.
I guess. But also, Clint is a little bit different than any other just
admittedly,
S.H.I.E.L.D.
yes,
agent.
I do agree.
Like, even with the different costumes, why give Hawkeye a different costume than any other of the S.H.I.E.L.D. agents?
Yeah.
Like,
well, I mean, Black Widow also has a different costume than all
her costume is more similar to every one of the other ones.
Yeah.
The only thing that really differentiates Black Widow's costume to Maria Hill's costume
is the belt.
The gauntlets, and the color.
Well, the gauntlet's not even a costume because it's part of her weaponry.
Yeah,
so
but
it's not even part of...
Yeah, that's like saying Captain America's shield isn't part of his costume.
I mean, technically it's not, because if he's wearing casual clothes and he has the Captain America shield, like, he's still...
So would you say that Hawkeye's bow and arrow isn't a part of his costume as well?
Like, it's iconic. I'm not saying it's not iconic or linked to their character, but I'm saying, like, if I was wearing jeans and had a Captain America shield on my back, I wouldn't call that a costume.
Yeah, I understand that, but I'm also saying if he's in the costume, then he should also be carrying the shield or have the shield on him. It's a part of the look.
I mean, agree, but at the same time,
Like, if you saw Black Widow in that suit without the gauntlets, you'd just be like, oh, that's a regular SHIELD agent. The gauntlets are what differentiate it.
I guess, but and that's the point, is that if her weaponry is all that's differentiating, then it's fine. Like, that's my point.
Yeah, but it's not just the gauntlets. It's also
it's
the
her
color
belt
of the suit
yeah.
and everything like that.
But yeah, no, it's not too bad.
No, I think all the suits in this are pretty good,
Yeah.
except for Hawkeye's.
Except for Hawkeye's. Hawkeye should have been a little bit different.
Yep. What do you think about the Hulk redesign?
I mean, it's a different actor, so obviously you have to redesign
Do you really?
based. Well, I mean, the first one's based off of Edward Norton's face, and then so trying to. I mean, I think it personally looks way too much like Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah, it like looks like just Mark Ruffalo but bigger.
If you were gonna go that route, just get Lou Ferrigno back. You're
You
just gonna
have
paint someone
Lou
green.
Ferrigno,
Like
yeah.
he shouldn't look quite human, and it just looks like a bigger green Mark Ruffalo. Like
Yeah. What do you think about the Iron Man suits in this? Because you get
Iron
the
Man suits, I feel like they're not different enough. Like you get two different suits. But
yeah,
they
you get
don't
the
really
triangle
look
and then you
different.
get the circle, and that's pretty
Yeah.
much the only difference.
Yeah.
And then I feel like they also upgraded Thor's suit a little bit in this movie too. They added more blue and red to it, to
Yeah.
the silver, which was a complaint of mine in the Thor movie. It didn't have that color
Yeah.
differentiation.
But see, they made it darker. They made it a dark blue compared to Captain America's.
That's more of a black to it
Yeah.
than anything.
Like, it's
and then
really,
they
really
And
dark.
then they brightened the silver on it. They
Yeah.
brought out the red more.
Which I don't mind the silver, but I think, see, it's the opposite for Captain America. I think they should have brightened up the blue on Thor's a little bit.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Because then it contrasts the red really well, which blue and red are always great contrasts.
Yeah,
like
you got Spider-Man,
Captain America. Thor.
Yeah.
Like comic Thor. But I think that it should have been a little bit brighter and a little bit darker on Captain America.
Yeah.
But honestly, I kind of want to gush about Black Widow's character in this movie.
Really?
Yes. I think this is probably one of the best portrayals of Black Widow out of all except maybe Winter Soldier. Winter Soldier, she's still really good. But, like, she's portrayed as capable without being overpowered. Like,
Yeah.
and, like...
I also love how in the movie she uses the same tactic. I said this during the movie while we were watching it. She uses the same tactic on Loki
as the Russians.
The Russians. She acts like she's the vulnerable one, allows them to think they're bigger than her, gets emotional, allows them to become confident, and then they reveal their plans. Yeah. It's
and honestly,
basic interrogation techniques.
I feel like the only reason she won against Hawkeye is because she managed to get his bow away. I think she loses that fight if he still got his bow. Like,
and she had to sacrifice.
And she had to sacrifice getting punched in the face by herself to get the bow.
Yeah.
So, like, I feel like the way she's treated in this movie is the right way. Like,
I feel like Civil War also does her character very well, where it shows her kind of conflicted.
See, I like the way her character's done in Civil War,
but not the way it's portrayed.
I don't think she's given enough screen time
to
for it to do an impact in Civil War. But I mean, we'll get to that when we get to Civil War.
And then in Age of Ultron, they kind of just turn her into Hulk's love interest.
Yeah,
and then
that sucked.
It's so bad because they don't even give either of them agency. They make it so, yeah, Black Widow's Hulk's love interest, and then they do, well, Hulk's Black Widow's love interest. So they just become love interests to each other,
with
and
no
neither of them
build-up
become the main
anything.
character.
Yeah.
So it's just like, I guess Black Widow gets more to do in that movie because she does get captured by Ultron.
Yeah, but even then, it's only so she can push Banner off of cliffs and bring the Hulk out after he got scared of being Hulk. Like, so it wasn't even well done in that. And when we get to Age of Ultron, I'm sure I'll bring it up many, many times because I absolutely hate that romance.
They should have done a Cap and Black Widow.
It would have made way more sense.
So much more sense
that way.
Or,
but
you
we're
know
getting into the wrong. We're getting into the wrong review. We're getting into the wrong review. One last thing about Black Widow's, her fear of Hulk. That scene.
Oh,
you feel
there,
fear in that scene, like when he goes,
and even
"Stop lying!" and boom, instantly, and she's shaking, and she is never
You
someone
can see
to
her
lose
start to
tear.
tear up too.
Yeah, she never loses her cool.
Or
and that
even-
scene, she is like, I'm about to die. I need to protect myself. She is instantly like, I am defensive. I am going to get out of here if I have to.
Yeah,
like,
or even when he
gone.
when he like turns into the Hulk on the helicarrier.
Yeah.
Like you see her at the start of his transformation be like, we're good. We're
Yeah,
okay.
she's
We're
like,
good." And then
"Please
as soon
be
as,
okay!"
And then as soon as you start to see his hand turn green, she's out.
Yeah, she's like,
And then even in the aftermath of that, where she's sitting on the helicarrier,
yeah,
she's like shaking, and the only thing that snaps her out of it is that
going to
Clint
save
needs him,
Barton
needs her to go save him, and that's really cool. Where you actually see the genuine fear the Hulk brings upon people.
Yes, yeah, and I think that was missing even from the Incredible Hulk movie. Like there wasn't enough fear of the Hulk.
Betty was
like,
more like, I just want to get with this guy. Then I want
Emil
to.
Blonsky kind of has fear of him at first, and then is gone. Like
As
he's
soon
like,
as he
I
gets,
want
like,
to
this-
challenge that.
And it's not even like fear. It's more like jealousy.
Yeah, yeah. But no, I think Black Widow's character is done phenomenally in this movie. Just overall, soundtrack.
Oh,
It is hard to say there's a soundtrack that beats some of Hans Zimmer's and John Williams, but
This is
this
one.
it
This one and the
doesn't
Captain America
beat,
soundtrack.
but it's up there. It's
Mhm. Do you
on
think?
par
Do you
with
think the
some of
Captain America soundtrack is better than this?
the first?
Because I say
Captain
it is.
America or Civil War? Because I really love Civil War.
Civil War is good. The first one that we've
First
already
one?
watched. I would say the Captain America one's better than this one, but this one is more iconic.
I think there's one specific song that's better overall for the Captain America one, which is the main theme.
Yeah.
But I think other than that, the Avengers beats it out.
The
Overall.
Avengers is more iconic, but I
Yeah.
think the music is better in that. And especially since it's so iconic that they bring the Avengers theme back so
Oh, yeah.
often. Like, every Avengers movie has the original theme in it.
Yeah. And like only slight tweaks
Slight
to make
tweaks
it
and changes,
a little bit more modern and everything, make it a little bit different.
And also, I mentioned that it's funny to think that at this exact moment in New York City, that there's a blind Matt Murdock trying to wander the streets with Foggy. Luke Cage is somewhere out
Luke
there
Cage,
beating
Jessica
up
Jones
aliens.
is somewhere.
Jessica Jones is somewhere. Danny Rand is in Kunlun right now.
Yeah.
The Ancient One is... We see
watching,
that in...
watching it.
No, we see it in Endgame.
Yeah,
the
she's
Ancient One
fighting
is
some
fighting the
Chitauri.
aliens. Like, it's so funny to think that there are so many... Peter Parker's somewhere in the city right now.
Yeah, he wouldn't have his spider powers. at
Yeah,
that point.
but it's so interesting to think what other characters in the Marvel Universe are doing
Yeah,
at this
what
exact
they're doing.
moment. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it is pretty fun.
Stephen Strange is probably performing surgery somewhere. Like,
Yeah.
Bucky's doing a hit.
He's
somewhere.
probably frozen during this.
Yeah,
time.
he's probably
I mean,
also for. Do you think the Russians would have broken him out of hibernation and be like, if the aliens come here, we need the Winter Soldier?
You gotta protect us, man.
Yeah.
What's Robert Redford's character's name in Civil War? Pierce.
Pierce, yeah.
And
You mean Winter Soldier?
Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
But he calls in and he's like, I need the Winter Soldier. He's got to protect me right now. He's like, I need you.
But yeah.
That would have been really funny.
Uh-huh.
to
And then,
think about.
Yep. My headcanon for this is a Daredevil headcanon is that this is the first time Matt suits up as Daredevil. He sees what's going on out there, and maybe he hears someone in trouble, and he's like, okay, this is what I need to do. He puts on maybe just like a ski mask or something and goes out there. Well, no, because we see the first time he suits up, but I
Yeah.
think this is the first time he goes out and tries to be a superhero.
I mean, I'm trying to think because he doesn't really do much until after the Avengers band together, really.
Yeah.
So
the first season doesn't come till after
But
Guardians.
here's my thing: is would the Chitauri have made it to Hell's Kitchen at this point?
They
'Cause
probably would have. It looks like a citywide invasion.
I mean, it's close to the city, but remember, Cap's like, "Hey, you guys need to put up a barrier."
yeah, there is a barricade.
There's to a certain degree they don't get past. Like,
Yeah,
and then you
I
have,
guess.
as you said, the Ancient One fights some of them too. So there's a lot of external forces that would be keeping them
Yeah.
from leaving a specific area.
Yep.
So, but I mean, it would have been fun
Mm-hmm.
to have.
And then
like that.
I also like how they foreshadow Tony going into space a little bit. It's not real foreshadowing, but I did notice it after watching it.
Yeah.
You start the movie off with him in the depths of the ocean.
Yeah.
And that one shows that the suit can handle high pressure. It has a breathing.
Yeah, it's got
something that can allow him to breathe underwater. And it also just shows the contrast. You start the movie with Tony in the depths of the sea, and then end it with him in space.
Falling from space. Yeah, no, it's pretty good that way. On Tony Stark, he mentions life model decoys.
Oh, he does at the beginning of the movie. Yeah.
See, there's so many things that people are like, they were setting Tony Stark to be doomed from the beginning. I'm like, there's no way they were setting it up from the beginning, but there are enough things that you can connect the dots to be like, yeah, they wanted to make reference, and they happened to use Robert Downey Jr. to make a lot of references to Doom, kind of thing. Because, life model decoys, that's Doom's technology.
Well, those aren't even called life model decoys. Those are called Doombots. And life model decoys are from S.H.I.E.L.D.
He uses the life model decoys.
No, those are completely different technology.
For Doctor Doom.
Because life model decoys are androids that assimilate human bodies. What Doombots are is they're remote-controlled things that Doom controls from his own lair.
Doom's also known for using the life model decoys. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because,
but they're a separate technology.
Yeah, they're his own technology. They're not specifically...
They're his own version of life model decoys.
They're not specifically life model decoys.
Yeah, because that's S.H.I.E.L.D. technology, life model decoys.
Yeah. But there's plenty of times where he lets a life model decoy get captured, and then it blows up, and he's like, okay, now I can attack them.
Yeah, which those are Doombots.
Yeah.
Different. But yes.
They're still life model decoys, even though...
In some
not the same name, even though. But yeah.
Coulson dies.
Yeah.
Rip Coulson.
Coulson's death. It's a great scene.
Mm-hmm. And I also love the fact that Fury said they needed the extra push, because those cards were in his locker, and he literally just...
And he's like... Well, I mean, it doesn't have to be Coulson's blood. It could have just been any blood.
Yeah.
But
it's like they needed that little extra nudge to push them over
little
the
bit
edge.
to be like, hey, he was dedicated to you guys, kind of thing. Which, I mean, he was. Don't get me wrong. But he
gave his life
didn't
for it.
have the cards in his pocket. No collector would ever keep something as precious as that on them during a battle.
Do you also think that, because in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Coulson's brought back, correct? I haven't seen it.
He's brought back. Yeah. I think
do you think that
for 4 seasons?
Do you think that when he goes to get his cards, he's like, just looks at Nick and is like, listen, I'm willing to do a lot for the Avengers. I sacrificed my life. But you ruined my collectibles? Are you serious?
I'm trying to remember. I don't even think they mention
that he's a Captain America fan.
I don't even remember them.
That sucks.
I could be completely wrong. It's been years.
If they don't,
since,
that's terrible.
But I like that scene a lot. I think that it shows Fury's willingness to go a little bit beyond what he should go beyond, which, I mean, is not always a bad thing.
But, I mean, he's also not willing to nuke a city.
Yes.
Which, by the way, you're nuking New York City.
When you could just missile Stark Tower rather than take out the entire city.
And not even that. You know there's a portal. Just send the nuke into the portal. Yeah. Like, why at the city?
They had way too much details to be like, we're just gonna blow it up.
You know what? This is getting too complicated. Nuke it.
Not only that, but, like, the Tesseract. If the Tesseract gets nuked, they have no idea what would happen.
Exactly. What if that causes a chain reaction, just implode the entire world?
Like, destroy
what
the
are you
Earth.
thinking?
Like,
what are you thinking?
The Infinity Stones are shown to have so much power.
Didn't we have a theory that maybe the Tesseract was used to create the nuclear bomb? Because in the MCU, we see that they have it in the middle of World War II.
And I mean, I guess that would give some credence to them wanting to use a nuke against it. To be like, hey, we're going to use
Which, I mean, isn't even public knowledge that the Tesseract was used to create the nuke? Or is it just like Oppenheimer designed this, we didn't use alien technology because aliens don't exist?
I mean, something like that, right? But
like, imagine that. What if, like, it hit the Tesseract and it just absorbed it, and it's like
just absorbs all.
The government's just like,
the atoms.
We don't have nukes. We don't know what to do.
Like,
we used our biggest weapon. It didn't work.
That's it. That's all we got, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that would have been funny to do something like that. But,
yep.
I mean, they needed the nuke to launch into the port, so they had to get it somehow.
Mm-hmm.
But I do kind of wish they had more support from S.H.I.E.L.D. during the battle. Like,
and where was Rhodey during this movie?
Who knows?
Do you think he was like suiting up as War Machine, and then they're like, oh, Tony solved it, and he's like, God damn it.
He's like, maybe he's like way too far away. He's flying to New York. He gets there while they're eating shawarma and everything. And
he's like,
and he's
what
like,
happened?
I guess I'm cleaning up.
they're like, yeah, we just fought this whole battle, and Rhodey's like, wow, and they're like, yeah, you can help with the cleanup, I guess, and he's like, great,
thanks.
Great. Thanks for
Something
leaving me
like
the cleanup.
I mean, who else would have been active at this point? I mean, the ancient one. Other than that,
I think that's
that's pretty much everyone who would have been active at that point. I mean, Falcon's busy.
Yeah, Falcon hasn't even got the wings
yeah,
yet.
he's probably flying missions at that time. But
no, he probably would have just gotten home or something, because he's been running the meetings for a while.
True.
Once he gets to Winter Soldier.
For a while. And Winter Soldier is pretty soon after. Sooner than we were thinking before, but yeah. Oh, one of the things I wanted to bring up about this movie, and it's something that was pointed out to me by someone who is like critiquing the Pacific Rim movies. I don't know if you ever saw those.
Mm-hmm.
So the camera angles that you shoot from are super important.
Yeah.
And in the Pacific Rim movie, every camera angle is from a spot that someone could be standing. Not that they would be standing there, but it's somewhere someone could be standing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think for this, not that they follow the rule every single time, but a lot of the times it's shot from that. Like when you have the helicarrier going invisible, like it's shot like someone looking up and watching it turn invisible.
Or even just like
that.
some mundane scenes, like when the Avengers are sitting around the table.
Yeah,
it's shot like you're just standing there looking at Cap
like
down, and then you turn over and you look.
Like
that man's playing Galaga. Thought we wouldn't notice.
Yeah, but
we did.
But I liked the camera angles a lot, and I noticed them this time. Just random thing that I was like, that was nice. It's always cool to see them actually putting thought and stuff into something as simple as where are we looking from, kind of thing.
Yep.
But yeah. So, any more thoughts?
Not. There is one thing that I wanted to bring up, and it's how much inspiration the MCU took from the Ultimate Universe. Like, this is a very comic-accurate universe, but not to 616.
Yeah.
Like, the Chitauri were invented for the Ultimate Universe. Samuel Jackson was taken right out of the comics from the Ultimate Universe. Even a lot of the character designs and character arcs were from the Ultimate Universe.
Yeah. No. And it definitely has a more Ultimate feel to it.
Yeah. I feel like that's what after Secret Wars, what they should do is when they reboot it, they should really, really hone in on the 616 elements of the universe, less on the Ultimate. It should be more comic booky than tactical.
See, they won't do that simply because they know they won't be able to keep it accurate to 616, and then they will end up making even more fans.
I'm not even talking about accurate. I'm just talking about it should have the vibe of
that. No, universe. I agree. It definitely should have a 616 feel after Secret Wars.
Yeah, after so much time of being put in the universe of tactical, everything's realistic, it should feel more like that. Also, do you think the Nova Corps was sending fighters to Earth to combat the Chitauri? Because they're like a space police force, so do you think they caught word of the Chitauri attacking Earth?
If they were sending a force to take them out, they would have sent them towards where the Chitauri were, rather than to Earth. Yeah. Which kind of brings up problems that I have with Guardians, where it's like the space travel, but we'll get to that.
Yeah. Down the road.
Yeah. Because, I mean, they kind of show it in both Thor and in Avengers. Like, you need Tesseract level energy.
Also, how did Thor get to Earth?
Like, yeah, that is one.
Loki says something about like dark magic Odin used, but
why? He mentions the dark magic, but it sounds like it's only a one-time use kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's like, you need the Tesseract to get back to Asgard.
And once they have the Tesseract, why
Tesseract,
did Thor go to see Jane?
Yeah.
Because...
Well, once they have the Tesseract, they build the Bifrost again.
Yeah.
And so once the Bifrost is built, then he's going to all the different worlds to fight the things that Odin was no longer able to keep in check.
Yeah, I guess.
So, if you break it down, it does work pretty well for it. Unlike some of the stuff I'm sure we'll get into. But, yeah. This one where it's like, oh, he just could only come once because of dark magic kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that works well. And then being like, we need the Tesseract to get back to Asgard, and we'll use the Tesseract to build the Bifrost again. Like, that works pretty well.
Yeah, yep. Anything else you want to talk about?
No, I think I'm pretty good on this one. So, unless you got anything else, we can go to speculations.
Yeah, sure, we can do speculations.
So, speculations about Brand New Day.
I'll let you go first.
Personally, if even half of the rumors are true, Brand New Day is going to be such a bloated movie. Like, they're talking about Scorpion, not Dr. Octopus.
Well, that's not a rumor, that's been confirmed.
Yeah, Scorpion's confirmed. You've got Sadie Sink, who's apparently going to be Jean Grey. You've got the Punisher, you've got the Hulk. Like, the amount of villains and stuff, like, they're apparently going to bring in Banner as being a scientist to help him, like, deal with stress or something, because apparently the rumor is that he's going to mutate, and then Banner's going to try and fix him, and then because of whatever serum he makes, he turns into Grey Hulk, which, why would we need a Grey Hulk now, kind of thing. Like, there's rumors that Punisher's going to get a War Machine suit, like, Mr. Negative's a rumor. Don't think there's any actual concrete.
MJ's supposed to be in it.
Actual MJ's supposed to be in it, as well as Zendaya. This movie, if half of the rumors are to be true, it's gonna be bloated. Like,
and also
so much.
What is it? Based off where I'm sitting, there are 3 ways they can do this movie. They can go super grounded. They could go science fantasy, or they could try and do a mixture of both. I think the worst thing they could do is a mixture of both. No, I think the worst thing they could do is the science fantasy, then mixture of both, and then grounded. Because if you do a gang war storyline, it could explain why the Punisher is going to be there. It could also explain why Spider-Man's fighting all these different villains. They're lackeys.
And I mean, if the villains are only
and
showing
Tombstone
up
is
as,
also
like,
confirmed to be in it.
Tombstone's gonna be in it. That's right. I know there was like 2 other villains that they said were gonna be in it, and I can't remember who. I should have made a list, but
Boomerang, Scorpion, Tombstone are all confirmed. No,
just
Scorpion
put Morbius in there too, just to.
If somebody says it's Morbin time in that movie, I'm gonna walk out of the theater.
But yeah, no. My worry for Brand New Day is that it's going to be a bloated movie. And speaking of, it will be coming out right after we get done with. Yeah,
I didn't want to say anything just because I didn't want to jinx it if we mix up.
Yeah,
scheduling.
if we mix up something, or if we miss a day or something. Which, if we miss a day, we'll do a double upload.
Yes, but basically, we've gone through and we've looked at all of the movies and shows we're going to have to watch. If we do a movie every weekend and a show in between that, so we'd be getting 2 videos released a week.
2 videos if you do the show.
If I do the shows, released a week. If we do all that, by the time Spider-Man Brand New Day comes out, we will have just finished our Spider-Man rewatch.
Yeah, because we'll have just gone through... Because it'll be No Way Home's the one we just watched the weekend before.
So we mapped it out, and if we film right, we could potentially watch Spider-Man No Way Home, film a review, and then go watch Spider-Man Brand New Day that night.
Yeah.
That's crazy to think about.
And if
because
we
would have watched,
we will do a live stream of Brand New Days, our initial
reactions, non-spoiler.
Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe we'll do 2 versions, or we'll do like after a certain point in the video, we'll go into spoiler territory.
Yep. But basically, we will have watched the original Spider-Man trilogy, the Andrew Garfield movies, the TASM movies. We would have already seen the entire journey of Tom Holland's Peter.
Far From Home and Homecoming.
Yeah, we would have watched the Venom movies.
Yes.
And then we will have watched Brand New Day. And then, obviously, Brand New Day we would have to watch again to do it in chronological order.
We'll do it.
But that's still pretty cool.
As a full episode rather than just initial reactions and stuff. Because obviously, if we do a live stream of it, we're not going to be going through all of our questions.
Oh, no.
Obviously, we're not going to ask ourselves, does the CGI hold up with a movie that just came out? Like, but then again, maybe the CGI will be awful, and then we will ask ourselves that question.
Actually, they're doing practical stuff.
I know, they're doing a lot of practical stuff, and I am excited for that.
It's like everything that comes out about this movie, it's like every other thing gets me excited,
it's like
and every other thing gets me
one thing is really exciting, and the other one's like, why would you do that?
Yeah.
And then it's like really exciting,
it's like,
and then it's
we're doing
why
practical
would you do
swinging, excited. We're bringing in an armored Punisher. Oh, well, okay, why are we doing that? The suit looks absolutely amazing!
It's great!
But the movie's gonna have like 12 villains in it.
Yeah, it's worrying, for sure. And I hope the movie is good. I would love for another great Spider-Man movie. Like, obviously...
It has the potential to be the best and the worst Spider-Man movie.
Yes, and it really does. And, like, Sadie Sink's apparently going to be Jean Grey. I would have honestly preferred her as Mayday Parker and just been Toby's daughter, like, coming across the universe. Like, I wouldn't have hated that.
I don't think I would have liked that.
I would have liked that better than her being Jean Grey.
No, I don't think I would have preferred that. I want Sadie Sink to be the Jean Grey for Marvel.
I don't mind her as Jean Grey, but I mind her as Jean Grey being introduced in a Spider-Man movie. Like, that's my problem. Like, I don't hate her as Jean Grey. I hate that they're like, we're going to bring
her in the
Jean Grey, and how is she going to get there? What mutants do we have in the MCU right now? None. That means the barrier's already broken down, which means that Doomsday is going to have to be set up literally by Brand New Day, which means they're going to lean too much into that, which is going to take away from the Spider-Man
not
movie.
even going to be in Doomsday.
I know, and that's the problem. Is Sadie Sink going to be in Doomsday? No,
maybe what they're doing is they're setting up Brand New Day to be a lead into Secret Wars instead of Doomsday.
Maybe. And I wouldn't mind that. And there's a couple different things. There's a couple different things about Doomsday that I'm hopeful for. The rumors are saying that Doomsday is going to open with Toby and Alfred Molina fighting the X-Men. That is what the rumors are saying. That's going to be the first scene. And I agree with you. I don't want that to happen simply because if you have Toby's Spider-Man fighting the Fox, it's not going to feel good as the opening.
Not even that. I think we've talked about this before. It messes up the entire history and timeline. It messes up
all of Raimi's trilogy.
The whole Raimi trilogy. So it's basically saying that once you change things in No Way Home and you went back to that universe, then... So here's what would have to happen to justify that. Norman Osborn would have been cured, which means Norman would have still been around for Doc Ock. And I think that if Norman was still around, the accident would never have happened in the lab, which means Doc Ock would never have been created in the first place, which means that later on in that, you would have, I guess Spider-Man 3 would happen sort of the same, except you wouldn't have Harry become the Green Goblin.
Yeah.
And that even messes up the TASM timeline.
But even if you mess up the Green Goblin for Harry, that means it's Spider-Man by himself fighting Sandman and Venom.
Yeah.
So he loses because he lost that fight until Harry shows up.
Yeah, and also you wouldn't even get like MJ and Peter having like struggles, or maybe
you would still have it,
but it would be a completely different timeline. It would not be the Spider-Man we saw from Tobey.
And see, my headcanon is that they still died. when they were sent back, they just were redeemed,
Mhm.
which you didn't need for Alfred Molina's Dr. Octopus. He sacrifices himself at the end.
That would ruin the
so
ending of
literally,
No Way Home anyway.
He's
There's
in
no
the water.
way that...
He disappears. He comes to the regular universe, gets his arms back under his
And
control,
he's still
and then he
drowning.
goes and he comes back and he
it
drowns.
It would either
Like-
ruin... So this is the problem. It would either ruin the Toby trilogy and the Tasm trilogy, or it would ruin the end of No Way Home. Because at the end of No Way Home, you're supposed to think, oh, they're going to go back to their universes, and all their villains are going to be cured, and it's going to be great.
But then when you break it down, well, I mean, didn't Doc Connors get cured in Tasm?
Yeah, he does.
So-
But then he ends
so,
up in prison because of what he did before.
Yeah.
So
he's still cured, and he's still going to prison because he's still the Lizard, and he was still
And
trying to do things
if you-
because Electro mentions to him that he was doing things, and he acknowledges, yeah, I was doing these things. So that means where he's taken from the Tasm movie, he's already attempted to turn people into lizards.
And also...
He doesn't know if he succeeded or not.
Exactly.
Like,
And if you also look at that from a perspective if he was taken before that, because I'm under the assumption that the villains were taken when they learned that Peter was Spider-Man.
yeah.
So Norman would have probably been taken when...
Thanksgiving dinner.
on Thanksgiving dinner.
It's literally...
Alfred Molina's Doc
Harry,
Ock would have
we
been
gotta
taken...
go.
Yeah, Alfred Molina's Doc Ock would have been taken while he's choking out Peter.
Yeah.
Which means that Flint Marko would have been taken when he reveals himself.
Yeah, but he doesn't even know Peter Parker's name at that point.
Exactly.
So-
And then you see... And then it messes... It makes it worse for the Andrew movies. Because if the Lizard, he finds Peter's camera, it has his name on it, and he realizes it's Peter. So he would have been taken before he had to go to the school, and he would have been cured before that. Which means he never tries to turn everyone into lizards, which means Captain Stacy doesn't die in that movie. Which means that Peter and Gwen could just be together.
Yeah.
And then that also means if Electro was cured, and Electro doesn't even know Peter Parker's name! It's literally reveal in the movie!
As much as I love No Way Home, there are so many problems with it.
Like, look at this. It's
My-
revealed in the movie. It's literally a scene where Electro is talking to Spider-Man.
And he's like, I wish you were black.
So you didn't know he was Peter
So he
Parker.
didn't-
So why is he in the universe? It would have made more sense if they had brought Dane DeHaan's Green
But see,
Goblin in.
The way you can make that work is you can bring in separate timelines.
Exactly.
Because
That's what I
then
hope they
Alfred
do. I hope they
Molina's-
split it into different timelines.
Alfred Molina's Dr. Octopus would be a different Dr. Octopus from a different timeline. Even if that Toby is still the same Toby from
Mhm.
the Sam Raimi movies and Andrew Garfield, same. And then the Electro, it makes sense in my headcanon because what if he was fighting Miles Morales Spider-Man?
Ooh.
And that's why he's like, I thought you were black. Like,
But then how would he still know Peter Parker's identity?
That's still a big major problem.
Basis of it is that people who know
Unless-
Peter Parker's identity are coming
in the Miles
in from the
Morales
universe.
storyline, Peter
Peter
Parker
dies.
dies, and his identity
But
is
then
revealed as Spider-Man.
But then why would he be like, I thought you were black?
Because the Spider-Man that Electro fights is Miles Morales one.
Yeah, but
he
he's
still knows
wearing
Peter-
Miles' suit, and
Yeah.
Peter's wearing the original red and
yeah.
blue. So why would he assume that?
I don't know.
Okay, I want to
But-
get off this because it's making me think too much about No Way Home, and I love that movie. I don't want to criticize it.
Yeah. Well,
What do you think
mean,
they're going to
we'll
do with the
criticize
X-Men?
The X-Men, apparently it's getting rebooted after Secret Wars, right?
No, I'm talking about the Fox X-Men.
Oh, the
in
Fox
Doomsday.
X-Men?
So I have a theory about this. I think I've told you it
mean,
already.
We're gonna have Professor X die for the 18th billionth time. So, Ian McKellen said that Magneto destroys New Jersey.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting to see. I mean,
And
maybe
why New
maybe
Jersey?
I have no idea. It makes no sense. See. It hurts, but I'm more excited for Doomsday than I am for Brand New Day, which it hurts me because Spider-Man is my favorite, and I would rather have a much better Spider-Man movie than them to try and hodgepodge together a good Avengers movie. Like, I would just rather that.
Yeah. So here's my theory for what they're going to do with the X-Men in Doomsday, and I think I've told you this already. And this is how I would have honestly brought the X-Men into our universe. So, in the comics, there is a storyline called Astonishing X-Men, or at least I think that's the storyline it's from. But I know there's a storyline where the young original X-Men from the 616 universe go into the future and interact with the older X-Men.
Yeah.
They had the perfect setup for that because we have a young cast of X-Men, and we have a future cast of X-Men. We've seen them interact with each other before.
Well, slightly.
Slightly. And we also see that eventually... So, people overcomplicate the Fox X-Men universe way too much. It's really simple. So you get the original trilogy, along with The Wolverine and X-Men Origins Wolverine. And that is the original timeline.
Yeah.
And then you get Days of Future Past.
Well, does Logan's
in the future.
Yeah,
Logan's in the future timeline.
Yeah,
new timeline.
Logan's in Days of Future Past timeline.
So you see Logan go back and change the future. So then we get a rebooted version of the X-Men history, which is where we get X-Men First Class, where we get X-Men Apocalypse, and then we also get Dark Phoenix. And in between that somewhere, there's sort of an out-of-place timeline where the Deadpool movies reside.
Yeah.
So when that happens, you have... And then that means that eventually the young X-Men from Apocalypse and Dark Phoenix will grow up to become the future X-Men we see at the end of Days of Future Past. So, could we get the X-Men at the end of Days of Future Past being the young X-Men grown up, and that's the version of the X-Men we get in Doomsday?
I mean, it would be good, but I just realized a huge problem.
What?
Fox's X-Men Days of Future Past cannot exist simply because the TVA exists. Literally, the Days of Future Past
no. Unless that's what's meant to happen. Because you see in Avengers Endgame, they don't interfere because that's a fixed point. So was Avengers... was X-Men Days of Future Past a fixed point, and that's meant to happen for the timeline. It's meant to be reset.
But wouldn't
so
they
then
have
the TVA
reset?
Wouldn't have...
They would have reset before the Sentinels got made then. Because
No. That would just mean that they would have reset before Thanos had snapped. That's not how it works.
I guess. But I don't know. I feel like it causes a lot of issues. Just the TVA's existence plus Days of Future Past existence. I think that causes problems, but...
That would essentially mean that the Fox's universe version of Infinity War and Endgame is Days of Future Past, because those are fixed points what are meant to happen.
Unless their timelines are actually running parallel with when Loki Season 2 happens and Loki takes over. And then he's not messing with the timelines anymore, and he's letting them work their way throughout.
As they are.
So Days of Future Past could exist through that, like, but yeah, no, there's a lot of different things that can go wrong.
And that also brings up an issue.
Probably will, hopefully not.
And that also brings up an issue with Logan. Because if Logan is supposed to be Days of Future Past Logan, that means that the X-Men are already dead. So that leads me to believe that...
Well, you haven't watched Deadpool and Wolverine
yet. But I know the basic concept, so that leads me to believe...
Deadpool literally goes and digs up that Wolverine.
Yeah. So. But in that universe, Wolverine comes from a universe where all the X-Men were wiped out and died.
Yeah.
So...
By him, right?
Yeah. So what if in this new universe, where we see Hugh Jackman's Wolverine interacting with that future version, maybe in this universe, Wolverine's the one who sacrificed himself and died, and we see the X-Men from Deadpool and Wolverine come back and realize that in another universe he was able to make the sacrifice and save the X-Men, and then we have them join, and that's... Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
See... Yeah, I get what you're saying. And what came to my mind was, what's her first name? Scarlet Witch.
Oh.
No, Scarlet Witch is...
Wanda?
No. The actress.
Elizabeth Olsen?
Elizabeth Olsen. She was saying that she really wanted to do the Scarlet Witch line, No More Mutants. And I'm curious if they'll try and fit that into Secret Wars.
I hope they don't.
it would be really interesting at the end of part 1
To be like, no more
if
movies.
she says that. It would be interesting.
Because isn't she rumored to come back?
She is rumored to come back for Doomsday.
Because she wasn't on
not
the...
for Doomsday, Secret Wars.
Because she wasn't on the chairs for Doomsday.
Yeah, she's not in the chairs for Doomsday. Doomsday is possibly also another bloated movie, but we'll see. Hopefully it's not, because I want it to be good.
Yeah, have you heard the thing about Doomsday?
Yes,
The
coming out the same
Barbenheimer
weekend.
thing, yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think's gonna win? Do you think Avengers Doomsday will win, or do you think
I
Dune
think
will
it
win?
depends on Brand New Day, honestly. I think if Brand New Day does really well and people like it, that Doomsday will win, and if Brand New Day sucks and is overbloated and
then Dune
doesn't
will
do
win,
well,
yeah.
then I think Doom will win. Which, again, I want Doomsday to be good. I want Brand New Day to be good.
So, getting off of that, Daredevil Born Again Season 2 trailer came
Yes.
out a few days ago.
I'm
What are we thinking?
I'm curious if they're gonna lean a little bit towards multiversal and try and set up Secret Wars with it.
I hope they don't. I
I
really
don't
hope
want
they
them
keep it
to. I
grounded.
don't want them to. But at the same time, it would be interesting for Matt Murdock because of his interactions with Hand and everything, like, and their
Because the black
cosmic
suit,
power.
the black
like,
suit is intrinsically tied in with the Hand. So
Yeah.
it is kind of interesting that they put him in
So
with that.
it would be interesting at maybe like the end of the season they start to build towards Secret Wars. Like
Maybe.
so spend the first half of the season like grounded and him infiltrating Hand and like taking over kind of thing or something like that, and then the other half is like what power does the Hand have? And
Mhm.
suddenly he's finding all these different things and like it could be pretty good.
Yeah. And this is actually completely separate, or it might not be.
No.
I'm looking at your shirt, and I'm realizing
Spider-Man
Noir
Prime,
is coming out.
Prime is gonna have Spider-Man Noir soon. I forget what date it is, but within the next couple months, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it looks
It's
really
Nick
interesting.
Cage,
It's Nick
so-
Cage as Ben Riley.
As Ben Riley,
not Peter Parker.
as Peter Parker.
And is this supposed to be the same
I think-
version from Into and Across the
I
Spider-Verse?
think it's supposed to be a different version.
It's supposed to be a different version. Okay,
Because
because that would be
mainly
interesting.
because it's live action.
That would be interesting if it's the live action version of
that, yeah.
version's universe.
And I'm, unfortunately, I think I'm more excited for Spider Noir than I am for Brand New Day.
I'm more excited for Brand New Day just because, you know.
I mean, but again, as you were saying, it's one thing after the other where it's like good
Yeah.
thing, bad thing, good thing, bad thing for Brand New Day. Whereas Spider Noir, like, it all I've seen for it, it looks good. Like, I know I'm excited for it, and my excitement is growing.
Yeah.
Like, Nick Cage did fantastic in the role, like, as the voice actor, and he's still doing the role here. Like,
So do you think we can get a Spider-Man Noir interacting with Ghost Rider in Avengers Doomsday? Do you think
Secret
he'll appear in
Wars.
Avengers
Secret
Doomsday?
Wars. I don't think he will appear in Doomsday. If they're gonna pull in Ghost Rider as Nick Cage as Ghost Rider, it will be Secret Wars.
Mhm.
It would not be Doomsday.
So are we almost done? Because we've been going for a
Yes,
while.
we've been going for a while.
This is the
I
final.
mean, that's the special for Avengers movies.
Mhm.
It's cool.
This is the final question we're going to ask about speculation. What character or characters are you most excited to see in Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars? Because I have a few that I'm excited for, but there's one or two that I'm most hyped for.
Doomsday. I'm really excited for Cyclops,
Agreed.
and
yes.
I'm really excited for Tobey Maguire to come back.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
those two, I'm super excited for it. Like,
Do you want to know somebody that I want to see, but nobody's talking about?
oh boy, which one?
Ben Affleck's Daredevil. That would be cool.
That would
if
be
we could see
interesting if
Ben
we
Affleck's
got
Daredevil
Ben Affleck.
interact with like Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man or even Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man, that would be really cool.
Oh, Henry Cavill as the Beyonder.
That
I
would-
did want to touch on that before we
Yeah, that
keep
is
going
that
with
is a speculative theory that has been
The-
going around a lot.
The idea behind the Beyonder is that he literally can give his powers to someone and they become a god. I would really love it, and I've heard a lot of people say they would hate it if we get Cosmic Spider-Man in the end of Doomsday, and that Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire, shuts down that universe and is like, hey, you're not coming in, this is it, I'm protecting this kind of thing. And, like, I think it would be a proper send-off for Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man to be like, hey, he became literally the most powerful Spider-Man. Like, it would be proper for the fans, like, and everything, like, oh, man, I kind of want that.
And it would be cool if, like, oh, damn, what was I about to say? If in
something about Beyonder.
if in like Avengers Secret Wars or something like that, we would see like the aftermath of what happens with Tobey Maguire getting the cosmic power. Like maybe I don't even know what possibilities could come out of that. There's so many. You could see maybe Tom Holland and Andrew Garfield interacting like, "Where's the other one?" And they'll be like, and then like,
and he's just like, "I'm here."
And also in the Spider-Man 90s animated series, they end that with the Beyonder getting Spider-Man and making him the biggest hero and leading them. So maybe what they're doing is they're making Brand New Day so big to set up Tom Holland as being that leader role in Avengers Secret Wars like they did in the Spider-Man 90s animated series.
I wouldn't mind that so much. But my problem is, are they only going to have Tom and Tobey again? Like,
are they going to bring Andrew?
I
What's
would,
going to happen?
Because
what could happen
if they brought Yuri Lowenthal in, if they brought in Josh Keaton, and you had 5 Spider-Man, Tom Holland, Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, Josh Keaton, and Yuri Lowenthal. Imagine, bro.
Do you think
my brain is on fire right now?
Do you think that Into, Across, and Beyond the Spider-Verse are going to tie into Secret Wars, or do you think they're going to be separate things? Because they could tie in, and we could have Miles Morales from Into the Spider-Verse interacting with PS4 Miles Morales, and we could have PS4 Peter Parker interacting with Peter B. Parker from Into the Spider-Verse, and we could have all of them interacting with the MCU Spider-Man of Tom Holland, and then we could also have Tom Holland Spider-Man interacting with Tobey and Andrew again, and then we could also have all the animated Spider-Man coming in, because it's all connected.
See, I already know they won't do that for Secret Wars, because specifically it's too spider-focused.
Yeah.
But for Beyond the Spider-Verse,
what if we have it be like, Beyond the Spider-Verse is wrapped up, the Spot's been defeated, everything's good, and then all of a sudden you just see like an animated hand come down, and it's like the Beyonder's hand, and it just takes like Miles. And what if the whole thing is that Miles has been setting up as being a mistake, an accident, and then the Beyonder comes in and shows, no, he's not. He's the best Spider-Man. And he's the leader in...
That would be interesting.
In Secret Wars.
I don't know if I'd like that, simply because, one, we don't have as much build-up for his character.
Yeah, I would agree. What do you mean? We got 3 movies? He's got 3 movies.
He's going to have 3 movies, but I personally...
Is Beyond the Spider-Verse coming out before Secret Wars?
I don't think so. We don't even have a release date or any news.
What are they doing with that movie?
I have no idea. And I was so mad when they split it because, one, obviously they had the ending because they only said they were doing a second movie 2 weeks before they released it. So they knew how they wanted to end it. And then they were like, oh, well, we're going to expand it even further.
Mm-hmm. And then Secret Wars is being split into 2 parts, too, now.
Yes. Secret Wars is also being split.
Yep. How do you think they're going to end Part 1 of Secret Wars?
I already told you.
Oh,
I hope Wanda says no more mutants, and then, like, part of Secret Wars Part 2 is
trying to bring back mutants.
1, bringing back mutants, but 2, fixing all the damage from everything that happens with that.
Because if
she says that, it breaks the universes, and then suddenly you have so much that you have to fix. So it would be interesting. Oh boy, but there's a lot. There's a lot, and could probably talk for another hour and a half about it.
But you think we're good?
Yeah, I think we're pretty good.
All right, so
gonna end up with a 2-hour.
I forgot that this was an Avengers review.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I mean, we knew we were going into speculations.
Yep.
That was.
So this has been our Avengers review and our speculations review for everything coming in the future. If you guys are still here, thank you for watching.
Hope you enjoyed.
Yeah, hope you enjoyed. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment, and we're gonna head out. See you guys in Iron
Iron
Man
Man
3. Goodbye.